Part 6. We are going to continue with evaluating of algebraic expressions. You will find this on page 89 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 8 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Now, let's look at another example. Find the value of a squared plus 2b squared when a is negative a half and b is negative 2. Now, look at the fraction and look at the negative numbers. We're going to do exactly the same. We write down the expression, we put brackets around the variables, the alphabet letters, and then we just substitute the value of a in and the value of b in. And now we're just going to simplify. Now, remember that we must first do order of operation. You must first do the powers. So before you can do that multiplication, you must first calculate this. So in this one, I can just say it's going to be, let me write it here, it's going to be negative a half times negative a half. So a negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Now, if I rewrite this one, it's going to be negative 2 times negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive. You can count the negative signs. There's an even amount, so that's why the result will be positive. And 2 times 2, that will be 4. And there I wrote that. And now you can simplify by saying 2 times 4, that's 8, plus a quarter will give me 8 and a quarter. I want you to try now 9, number A and B. Stop the video, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. Okay, let's try now 9. Let's start with number A. If I have 2x squared minus y. Now, especially for grade 8 students, what I'm always telling is put brackets around the alphabet letters. And then in the second step, just clear the inside of the bracket. Oh, it's again this long. Let's get this y out of the way a little bit. So, clear the inside of the brackets. And now look, in the place of x, you will put 3/4. In the place of y, you will put negative a half. Now, let's start. Remember, you must first do powers before you can multiply. So, rewrite the 2. Now, remember, this is 3/4 times 3/4. So, that's going to give me 9. 3 times 3, 4 times 4, it's 16. Now, this is subtraction. I change it into addition by finding the additive inverse of negative a half, which is positive a half. Now, I can put it over 1, and I can say, okay, 2 times 9, I can cancel out, but I'm going to now do the other way. So, 2 times 9 is 18. 1 times 16 is 16. Now, I just want to show you, if you didn't do this step, what I tell my students sometimes, you can just say this bracket is multiply. So a negative multiply a negative will be 2 negative signs, so that will result into a positive. Now, I'm first going to simplify, take a little bit longer step. So divide 2 and I divide 2. So I'm going to get 9 over 8 plus a half. Now, this is addition, so I must make the denominators the same. So I multiply 4 and I multiply 4 on top. So then I will get 9 over 8 plus 4 over 8. And that will be 13 over 8. Or I can write it as 1 and 5 over 8. Okay, let's do number B. First, write down the expression. Okay, now, remember, put brackets around the alphabet letters, the variables. And then what I like to do is I just like to clean that brackets, the inside. But I write everything the rest. So in the place of x, what do I can write 3/4. In the place of y, negative half, please don't forget that negative. And in the place of y was again negative a half. Now remember, a lot of times, just by doing the substitution, you will already receive 1 mark in the test. Okay, now let's start with this one. Put it over 1. Everything is now fractions, so it's multiply, multiply. Now, please don't forget that negative. This is multiply. So how many negative signs do you see? I just see 1. It's an odd number, so the sign will be negative. Then I'm saying 4 times 3, that's 12. So it's just 12, because times 1 is staying 12. And then 1 times 4 is 4. Times 2, it's 8. Okay, let's simplify this one. It's negative for half times negative for half. So that will be positive. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2, it's 4. Okay. Now, I can simplify this, or I'm just going to get rid of the brackets. So I think the best will be just to multiply 2 and to multiply 2. So it will be negative 12 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Now, don't forget, this is negative numbers involved. So if the signs are different, it's actually, I'm just even going to write in this step so that you can really see it nicely. Can you see that the signs are different? Yes. What do I do if the signs are different? I subtract. I find the difference. The difference will be 10. And now I look, did I move more positive or more negative? More negative, and that's why the sign will be negative. And then my final answer here will be simplified, divide 2. So it's negative 5 over 4, or negative, make it a mixed number, 1 1/4.